What's up, guys? Welcome back by this new video. Today doing the Spring Cup, and today I'm going to test out Shiftry in the Spring Cup. Shiftry, it's a grass and dark type. It has Snarl as fast move, Leaf Blade and Fall Play as charge move, and will be assisted by Feraligatr and Empoleon. But before we start, this month I really want to make it to 400 subscribers. So I'm asking you, please press that subscribe button. It just helps me. It's free and you can always change your mind later. And let's hop into the first match. Into the first match. I'm really excited to test this team out. So hopefully it goes great. We're going into against PKA. Starting quite bad. Shiftry into and Tentacruel. I'm definitely switching into Feraligatr. I cannot say that word. That Pokemon. Opponent switched into Ferrothorn. I'm going straight from very powerful Ice Beam, making some energy. I think I will go here for the shield. That's smart with the Power Whip. Continuing with the Shadow Claw, I'm going for the bait with the Hydro Cannon. Because I really have to win the switch. Because of that Tentacruel in the back. Continuing with the Shadow Claw, I'm going to shield this Power Whip opponent. And I'm going for the Shadow Claw farm down. Opponent returns with his Tentacruel. I'm going for the Hydro Cannon here. Hydro Cannon does okay amount of damage. Continuing, going for another Hydro Cannon. Seeing how this one will go. Hydro Cannon gets shielded by the opponent. Really nice. So that means I will switch into my Empoleon because opponent is not very effective. And then opponent has a Lantern in the back and he commits it because Grass is not super effective. And Lantern is, yeah, Grass types are just a complete wall to Lantern. So I've nicely won that match without really problems. Then into the second match, starting against the Shadow Ferrothorn. I don't see that Pokemon. I think it's the first time I saw this Pokemon. Mirror Shot got, unfortunately, my attack drop, but that's fine. Going for Foul Play. Does quite some nice damage. Going here for the bait with the Leaf Blade, because that's a little bit less energy than a Foul Play. Opponent nicely shielded it. I'm letting this move go. Will be another Mirror Shot. No attack drop this time. This time I really want to shield because I want to win switch. And right now going for another Foul Play. Seeing how this one will go. Foul Play gets rid of that Ferrothorn. Opponent goes into a Galarian Wheezing. This is tough. Because I don't know, yeah, Galarian Weezing is just a Pokemon with a ton of movesets. That's why I switched into my Feraligatr. Cannot say that still. Hydro Cannon, opponent nicely shielded it. I will just let this go. Will be another Brutal Swing, it's fine. Opponent's in the back has a Lantern and I cannot win this anymore, so I'm committing. 1 win to 1 lose, hopping into the third match. Starting against an other Feraligatr from the opponent. Really nice one. Going for the Leaf Blade. Opponent nicely shields it. I think this will be an Ice Beam. That's why I'm shielding it. No, it's an Hydro Cannon. Nicely baiting from the opponent. And opponent makes a beautiful catch on his Abomasnow that I can almost not do anything against. So then I'm switching into my Empoleon. Empoleon with Steel Wing. Can just very easily just do this. And Steel Wings down the Abomasnow. Opponent goes into his Feraligatr. I hate that name. So I'm deciding to switch then into my Shiftry, going for Leaf Blade. Opponent will definitely shield it. And I think, why not shield it? I think this will be another bait from the opponent. Yes, another Hydro Cannon. Opponent is switching into, oh no, it's a Venusaur. That's awful. Going for the Fall Play. Going for more energy, making it to a back-to-back. Yeah, more just almost a back-to-back. At least to a CMP tie. switching then Feraligatr against the Feraligatr. Finally I can say it. So opponent goes for a crunch as secondary move. That's interesting. Because Ice Beam is more, the recommended move. So that's made it quite interesting. At least into the fourth match, starting week, Shiftry against Empoleon. So then I'm switching into Feraligatr. Yeah, and just going for Ice Beam that opponent. Will he shield it? Yes, he shields. So yeah, then just let's continue. I really want to win the switch. Opponent goes for Energy Ball. I had to go here for an Hydro Cannon bait instead of an Ice Beam bait. I'm not a bait, more Ice Beam. Because I will be able to make it to an Ice Beam and KO the opponent and win the switch. Or I had to go for an Hydro Cannon. But I didn't went for that. So going into my Penguin, opponent goes into a Jellicent. And that's perfect because Jellicent against the Shiftry is a complete wall. So you can almost not do anything against it. And that's amazing. Opponent goes here for a Shadow Ball, then does quite some damage. I'm going for that Snarl farm down. Which Pokemon? Opponent returns with a Bomber Snow. I'm going here for the Leaf Blade. This will definitely deal quite some damage. Opponent in the bag. What does he has in the bag? Going for foul play. He has a Trevenant, and that's a really good game. And I've nicely won it, so that's perfect. So let's continue into the next match. Starting against a Pelipper, a really bad one. But I switched into my Feraligatr, and opponent went into a Lantern, so that's even worse. Going for Hydro Cannon. Making it then to another Hydro Cannon. Opponent goes for a quite over farm here. And he just KOs me, so I'm switching back into my Shiftry. Shiftry isn't the tankiest at all. Thunderbolt does okay amount of damage. I'm going for that entire Snarl farm down. Going to let this move go as well. Letting it go and going for that Snarl farm down. Opponent goes into his Pelipper. I think I had to switch instead of throwing a Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade will be shielded. Going into my Empoleon. Opponent in the bag has a Trevenant, and that seems good because I have Drill Bags and I can make Drill Bags faster than opponent's Seed Bombs. So I think I've already won this game. Opponent goes for Seed Bomb, shielding it nicely. Going for a little over farm with one Steel Wing, making it then to a Drill Bag. That KOs the Trevenant. Opponent still has his Pelipper. I'm going to... Yeah, I had to let this go. But I didn't. Going here for a Drill Bag. Opponent. But then, an amazing catch from my side. Switching into Shiftry. Catching that Weather Ball. But I'm losing the CMP then. No way. I've made a beautiful catch. But I've lost because opponent won the CMP. That was really unfortunate. But at least 3 wins. Getting a Carbink as a reward. But the last game I should have won that one. Very terrible. Back to a 2100 elo. Quite okay, I would say. Right now, starting in the Great League, first match of second streak against Lantern. Opponent switching into Tentacruel. I'm going into Empoleon. Opponent goes for an Acid Spray to lower my defense. Why not? I will throw here my Drill Bag. That's the best thing I can do. Drill Bag got shielded by the opponent. I think this will be a Scald last second. So that's why I'm deciding to shield. Continuing with Empoleon, going here for another Drill Bag. Then making it to another Drill Bag. I think this went on the CMP. But opponent shields it. I'm deciding to shield. I just really want to get rid of that Tentacruel. Continuing here. Going for another drill back here. That gets rid of the tentacle. Opponent switches into his lantern. That's quite annoying, but I switch into a Shiftry. Opponent switches straight into a Shadow Meanwhile. Opponent just a power up punch. I don't want to give the opponent a lot of farm, so I'm deciding here to go for an Hydro Cannon that gets rid of the Shadow Meanwhile. Going for another Hydro Cannon at that lantern. I needed to make at least to one to let the Leaf Blade KO that lantern. Making it here to the Leaf Blade against the lantern, and I will win this match very nicely. So yeah, that went very nice. Let's hop right now into the second match of the second streak. Starting against the Tropius. That's quite bad. I let the opponent overfarm me a little bit. Switching then into Feraligatr. And I'm deciding to continue here. Going for another shield. Opponent Leaf Blades me. I'm going for Hydro Cannon. Against the Glyzapod that he switched into. Going here for another Hydro Cannon. That's quite nice. Going for another Hydro Cannon. Will the opponent shield? I think he will. No, he shields. Okay, that's quite interesting. I'm switched into my Empoleon to KO him. X-Scissor won't do a huge amount of damage, but he makes it to, I think, a back-to-back. So that quite hurts. Opponent goes into his own Empoleon. I'm going for Hydro Cannon here. Opponent lets it go. He wins the CMP. Oh, that's really unfortunate because he overfarmed a lot. Going into my Feraligatr, switching into my Shiftry. I think that's the best Pokemon I can throw in right now. Going for Foul Play, will be shielded by the opponent. Aerial Ace, KO's my thing. And I think Ice Beam, yeah, gets rid of that Tropius, but the opponent can make it to another move. And he will nicely win it. And I couldn't do much against it, so that's a really nice game from the opponent. Right now against MEF or something, Meth. Starting against Lantern, really great. Opponent switches into an Abomasnow. I'm going really nice into Empoleon that deals super effective damage with his Steel Wing. Going here for a Drill Back. At that Abomasnow, opponent returns with Lantern. That's fine. Hydro Cannon. Get shielded by the opponent or not. I switched into my Shiftry. Thunderbolt. Fine. I'm making it here too. A back-to-back Leaf Blade. That's the best thing I can do right now. Or just going for the Snarl farm there. But unfortunately enough, opponent can make it to a move here. Surf, that's fine. Opponent in the back has a Trevenant. This could end quite bad for me. But I'm going here for the bait with the Leaf Blade. Then going for the Foul Play. Foul Play gets rid of that Trevenant because he didn't shielded it. And I can go for the Shadow Claw farm down. And winning this match very nicely. So right now into the third match of the second streak. 1 win to 1 lose, or I don't know, I've lost count at this point. At least a Shiftry against the Ferrothorn. That's an okay one. Hopefully opponent does not have that Flash Cannon move. No, he has just a Mirror Shot, that's fine. I can make it here to a Foul Play. Foul Play does quite some damage. Making it here to a CMP. Going for the bait with the Leaf Blade. And opponent nicely shielded it. So yeah, right now he threw out a mirror shot. He lowered my attack. That's I don't really like. Went for another one. Opponent goes right now into a very nice Pelipper. I'm switching into Empoleon. Opponent goes probably for a Hurricane that does quite some damage. Continuing with my stealing, making here a little mistake because opponent can make it to a Weather Ball. That does quite okay amount of damage. Going here for a Drill Peck. Back to back I made. That's one good thing. Opponent goes into Ferrothorn. I'm making it here to another Drill Peck, almost KOing that Ferrothorn. Opponent can make it to one more move. It's just a mirror shot. It lowered my attack. But then I'm going into Feraligatr. Going for an Hydro Cannon. And opponent shields. There's just no way that he shielded that one. That means I will win because of the Leaf Blade. Dynamic Punch, get rid of my Feraligatr. Going for a Leaf Blade with my Shiftry. And Shiftry just gets the opponent KO'd. No way. That's amazing. So hopping into, I think, the last match. I don't know, I lost count. I think fourth match of the second streak. Starting really weak against an Pelipper. Going into a Bomber Snow, making it here to an Ice Beam. Will be shielded. Opponent will probably go for Energy Ball, but he baits nicely with a Weather Ball. That's unfortunate. That means I have to bait as well. I'm going for a Hydro Cannon. Get shielded by the opponent. I have to shield this move. This time it will be a Weather Ball. Energy Ball. Yes. So I have to continue making it on the CMP to an Ice Beam. Very nice. Ice Beam gets rid of the Dabuma Snow. Which Pokemon will the opponent bring in? He commits. Really nice. That means I've already won 3 times. Or 4 times even. So 7 wins at the end. Getting a Falabi. Unfortunately, no shiny. But that's fine. It was okay-ish, not too bad, but I didn't need it, that Falabi. So right now into the third and final streak of this video. We're starting right now against the Shiftry, against the Shadow Aboma Snow. Switching straight into Feraligatr. Opponent switches into a Lantern. That's really unfortunate. Going for a Hydro Cannon here. Going for another one, almost a back-to-back. Continuing with some Shadow Claws here. Opponent goes, I think, for a Surf to KO me. No, he goes for a Thunderbolt. That's interesting. Going into Shiftry, making it to a ton of energy, or at least a back-to-back Leaf Blade. Opponent goes here for Thunderbolt. That's fine. Continuing, making it to a Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade gets rid of that Lantern. So let's continue. Going here for a Foul Play. Foul Play gets shielded by the opponent. Going into Empoleon, making, I think, a sort of catch. I hope it's... No, it's Icy Wind. That's quite annoying. Opponent has right now a Jellicent in the bag. Ooh, this could end quite interesting. Going into Drill Peck on my side. Going to shield, because it will probably be a Surf Bait. Yes. Oh no, that's awful. Going for another Drill Peck by my side. Drill Peck does not enough amount of damage. This will definitely be a Shadow Ball. So yeah, why not just let it go. Continuing with my Shiftry here. And I think I've messed up because a Bomber Snow will be able to KO me. Yeah. And I'm just throwing away because opponent had a shield and I couldn't win anymore. So let's continue into the next match. We're starting really bad once again against an Alolan Vulpix. Against the Feraligatr. Right now I'm switched. But opponent switched into a Ferrothorn. That's not good. Ice Beam. She will go probably for an Power Whip. That's I'm shielding. Why not? Making it to an Ice Beam and then baiting out with an Hydro Cannon. Opponent, she shields very nicely. I will shield as well. Why not? Always nice to do that. She goes for Power Whip. Can I go for that Shadow Claw farm down? No. So that means I have to go here for Hydro Cannon. But this will be fun. Going for Hydro Cannon. Because I'm dealing 1 HP amount of damage, I can just KO her even while she used the shield. That means I can go here for Empoleon. But opponent in the back has a Mewell. So I messed a little bit here with switching into Shiftry. She continues. I'm dead. Which move will she go for? Does she has an power-up punch? No, she goes for Iron Head. That's a mistake. I'm going here for an Hydro Cannon. Getting rid of that Mewell. So then, only what's left is that Alolan Alolan Ninetales. And I can nicely steal him down and winning this match. Hopping into the second match of the third streak, starting against a Trevenant. Going here for some Snarls. Trevenant is complete wall by my side, so opponent switches right now into Dugong. That means I have to switch into my Feraligatr. That's the best thing. Opponent will definitely go here for an Icy Wind. I'm just continuing. Going here for an Hydro Cannon. Trying to KO that opponent. But opponent survives with 1 HP. You're kidding me. So Drill Run does at least massive damage. Opponent goes into Trevenant. I can make it to an Ice Beam here. That's very nice. Ice Beam. It's a simultaneous KO. Opponent in the back. Oh no. That's awful. Has a Poliwrath. That's the only Pokemon that's weak against my team. I'm going for a very nice Drill Peck. Drill Peck. Is it enough? I won't be able to make it to another Drill Peck. And I think I messed up here. I think at first I had to switch into my Shiftry instead of switching into my other thing. So I think I've messed up. Opponent, I can make it to 1 more Leaf Blade. I don't think it will be enough. And I will lose this match. Even Empoleon cannot make it, just barely. So that's awful. Into the third match of the third streak, starting weak against an Pelipper, switching into my Feraligatr. Opponent goes into Lantern. I really hate those leads because I cannot win the switch. Going for another Hydro Cannon. Continuing, will the opponent overfarm or at least KO? No, I'm going to let this go. Just a surf. Switching into my Shiftry. Opponent goes probably for a Surf or Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, that does quite some damage. More than the other Lanterns did. Leaf Blade gets rid of the Lantern. Opponent will definitely switch. Come back with his Pelipper. I'm going just for Leaf Blade. Just a simple Leaf Blade here. Leaf Blade got shielded, switching into Empoleon. I think this will be a Hurricane. That's why I'm shielding it. It's a Hurricane. Very nice. But opponent in the back has a Shadow Poliwrath. But I have 1 chance. I have Drill Peck. Here. Drill Peck 1 will be shielded. Drill Peck 2 this one cannot be shielded. So Drill Peck almost gets rid of that Poliwrath. Opponent goes nicely for a counter on alignment. And then making it to an Icy Wind. And I knew at this point I couldn't win because I don't have Bullet Seeds. So I've lost. Right now into the fourth match of the third streak. Starting weak, very weak against Poliwrath. Opponent goes into a Shadow Victory Bell. And that means I'm going here for an Ice Beam. And KOing that Shadow Victory Bell that I didn't plant. So right now, Did I learn from my mistakes? Will I go for Empoleon? No, this time going into a Shiftry. I think that's the best option to do. Going to Shielded Icy Wind. Very nice one. Going for a Leaf Blade here. Leaf Blade. Get shielded by the Poliwrath. Going to shield his Icy Wind once again. Going for another Leaf Blade. Hopefully this one will be a little bit greater. No, he shields it, but that means I can go here for Drill Peck if I win. I win the CMP. Is Drill Peck enough? It's just a regular Poliwrath. No, he survives with 2 HP or 3 HP. Really unfortunate. Icy Wind. No, why could he made it to an Icy Wind? If he didn't made it to an Icy Wind, then I could have won it. Going for Hydro Cannon isn't enough, and I will lose. That's really unfortunate. If opponent will die by the Drill Peck, I would have won. So I've lost this match. At the end, 8 wins. Very nice. So at the end, this team wasn't that bad, I would say. 8 out of 15 is just, we got more elo than we started with, so not the worst overall, but it could be better. Shiftry, it's quite good against Jellicent or Trevenant, but it's more of an interesting Pokemon. You can use it, but yeah, I'm not really the hugest fan of it. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Overall, it was quite a nice team that I've made. Only weak against Poliwrath, so yeah. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely press the like and subscribe button if you didn't press that already. Yeah. Hopefully you had a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.